happening, y'all, and welcome. This is episode 138 of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow, the number one Arrowverse podcast on Pornhub. I am your host, the self-knighted Sir Cussalott Travis Pointer, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet T, aka the HNIC. And I'm joined as always by my co-host Mara the Shark Watkins.
Hello. New background this time.
Yes, new background. There are bottles that have not been drunk, and
No, no,
disappointed.
no,
Like,
no, you shouldn't be, because clearly in apartment 2, we thought Taco Tuesday was also St. Patty's Day. So, no, this bottle was full yesterday. It was full. It's brand new.
it's not empty.
It has like this much left in it.
Then that just sounds to me like you're a quitter.
I think we were just a person short, clearly. Looking at you, Maddie. Looking at you. She'll know when she sees this, if she ever sees this. Now I'm going to make her see this, but shamelessly pushes it on her.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about Mara's drunken shenanigans. We're here to talk about the Arrowverse on the CW. That being,
We're not, though?
Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, Batwoman, Black Lightning, Stargirl, Superman Lois. Did I say all of them?
Legends. I think so.
I think I said
I was like,
Legends.
yeah, I'm sure you did. I was just like, let's just say it one more time just to cover our
Yeah. All of them.
Clusterfuck verse. It's literally, it's that again. Remember when he used to call it that?
Yes.
It's literally become a clusterfuck verse again.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a quick question about your mug?
Sure.
Is the tea bag string hanging out of it, or is that a design on it?
Yes, there's a tea bag string hanging out of it.
Okay, I was gonna say it looked like art. Because it stays still. That's why. So
it does, because it kind of sticks to the side because it's wet. So yeah.
So I was just like, is that part of the cup or?
No, it's not part of the cup.
True.
But yes, let's talk about the Arrowverse, shall we? We got 4 shows this week. Where you want to start?
Let's start with Superman and Lois.
Okay.
Feeling like changing things up this week.
Yeah. And this was one of those episodes where I'm watching and I'm just like, yeah, this really is a different kind of show because, yeah, there was Superman stuff in this show, but the Superman stuff was like so minute. Like, it was very quick. Like, there was a quick moment of him doing Superman shit with the Killgrave dude that lasted all of 30 seconds. And then he said, boom, whoop your ass, I'm out. And the rest of it was literally them being a family. And it was just like, wow, like this is a different kind of show. You know what? I'm digging it.
It's going to be that show. And it actually, yeah, like I haven't sat in what's been 3 episodes now? 4?
Something like that. I believe this was number 4.
Yeah, this was number 4. So we're 4 episodes in and I haven't once been like, I really don't give a fuck about this.
Yeah.
Like I haven't said that yet.
Yeah, it's all been interesting so far. So yeah. So this episode kicks off in Saskatchewan because, Canada matters for some reason. And that was rude. I'm sorry.
Now my relatives are not going to want to listen.
I mean, they're Canadian, so whatever. But yeah, there's some shit going on. Vehicles look like they're being fired at and under attack and shit.
I couldn't tell that. I thought this was like a flashback to when Smallville was getting hit by that the meteor.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I was just
no way.
like, Morgan Edge been in the game for this long? Like, damn.
No, well, it said at the beginning it was only 6 years ago. So
Okay, so that I didn't see. I think the scanny bar thingy.
yeah, it says Saskatchewan 6 years ago.
Okay, yeah, I definitely missed that.
Hmm. So yeah, something crash landed that he was looking at. We don't know what it is until later on. They mentioned that I guess it's the X kryptonite. I'm thinking is what it was. I don't know.
Hmm.
But he said Morgan Edge looks down at it. He's like, "Now the resurrection begins," whatever the fuck that means.
Right?
But then we
Sounds like
get
you trying to bring up old gods or something like that, and it sounds like you opening mummy tombs that shouldn't be opened,
exactly because it's what old white people do. They just digging in people's shit all the time, and
and opening boxes that don't need to be opened.
exactly just can't mind your business. Mm-mm-mm. But anyway, back in the present day, Morgan Edge is at the football game. He's looking around. Cal is showing him around, and like, yeah, when this get this deal done, we can build this place up. Make it all dope and shit like it was when I played football here. Blah 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 blah. And then Edge, invites him and Lana out to dinner when he finds out that Lana works at the bank he owns now.
Mad persistently too.
Yeah, yeah. Then we got Papa Lane shows up for the football game. So he sits down. I guess he didn't know Jordan was on the team.
Like,
And
since when that boy can play football?
yeah, so then coach puts Jordan in the game because for some reason he wasn't playing the whole game. Like we saw him
Right,
practice. He's
like
clearly like
your
your
best
your
player.
best your best what they got him at, probably like
He's
strong
on
safety, it
defense.
looks like. Yeah. I think he's that. Looks like he's playing strong safety. But
Well,
it's
I know
like
so much about football.
yeah, yeah. But why wasn't he in from the beginning? Like that's really weird that you wouldn't do that. But he puts him in. He's all
To
nervous and
even
shit.
right, because it leaves that like to leave that open space for Jonathan to come up first when he's like, no, not you, the other one.
No, the good one. The one that can actually do his job right now, because you for some reason have an issue with the playbook, so you need to sit down. Um, but let's see. He gets in the game, he's all nervous and shit. Clark has to pep him up a little bit, which has always been weird to me. Like, I played sports, growing up and in high school and stuff like that. But like, yeah, this isn't practice. This is a game. I'm like, but it's just all the stuff you've been doing in practice. So I don't know. That's never really been an issue for me. But I've heard of other people being nervous for games, but it never made sense to me because like you're literally doing the same thing you were doing in practice. Like you were
Yeah,
doing
it's with
this.
another group of boys.
Yeah, yeah. It's just the people on the other side are wearing different colors than you now. But so, like, I don't know. But anyway, he gets in the game, sack, fumble. Old dude picks it up, runs it back for a touchdown. They score.
And now
Yeah,
they're best friends.
yeah, cause
Story reasons.
yeah, yeah,
He just can't hate him forever.
basically. Um, and of course, Papa Lane sees this and he got questions like, "What the fuck? y'all just y'all just letting him out here do? Okay, okay,
Just play.
yeah, yeah." So in the locker room, the team is celebrating, hyping Jordan up. He got the game ball and all that. John standing there looking all shitty. They get back to the house. Papa Lane don't like it. He all, blah blah blah. You let him do this, and I'm just the whole time like, hey, fuck you. He doesn't like, Clark spending more time with the family and all that, and he's just like, yeah, well, sorry for actually wanting to be a good dad.
Right? It's like, sorry, I love my children.
I apologize for that. I'm sorry you don't, but
Mm-hmm. And Lois has been showing that like
mm-hmm.
slight animosity towards her father
Yeah,
about that.
definitely. So apparently there's a prisoner transfer happening. Thaddeus Kilgrave. He wants Superman to escort him.
Was he ever in one of the other shows? as a villain?
No, you're thinking of Jessica Jones.
Oh, okay.
That's a different Kilgrave.
Yeah, okay. I was just like, what the fuck? But I mean, still hits pretty spot on with how creepy the motherfucker is.
Yeah.
So wasn't
So
that far off.
yeah, so he wants Superman to escort the prison, transfer, and Clark's like, "I'll be on hand if you need me, but I'm not just doing that just to make people feel better about me. Fuck you."
Right. He's like, I don't care. Y'all don't pay me for this shit.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
care.
Like I'm literally a volunteer.
I'm a volunteer fireman. We don't get paid for this.
Like I do this because I want to, and it's one of those things where like every now and then you got to look at Papa Lane, and be like you realize he's like nice to you because he chooses to be, right? Like
Right. Like he could crush your windpipe with
at
his
any given
thumb.
moment. Like he could just decide you're done.
Oop,
And the way you
boom,
talk to him,
dead.
your level of disrespect toward this man who is literally the most powerful being in the universe is like,
Out of sheer pure respect that you are the love of his life's father. Like,
yeah,
relax.
yeah, yeah,
He was like, watch, because if Lois never got divorced, it's
yeah, yeah.
over
I
for you, General
would
Lane.
end you, like end you
Just on principle.
with my pinky, because I'd be that disrespectful about it. Just walk up to him and flick him in the throat with my pinky. Yeah. Anyway, so then they're at the dinner with the little fancy dinner with Edge. We got Kyle there, Lana's there with him, and Edge is being like weird and shit.
Creepy.
Yeah, real creepy and weird. I'm just like, this is just
Pouring her like all kind, like so much champagne. She's just like,
yeah, yeah.
And Kyle's like looking, it's just like, you don't think something's wrong about this? They're
Now,
not even talking to you.
now here's the thing. I'm with it. I understand. But I'm gonna defend Kyle here on this one thing because as much as I can't stand that motherfucker, I'm
Because
really
he's
wondering what she expected him to do.
not even, I don't think it's even that. I feel like they shouldn't have been there to begin with. That was my thing. I feel like that was I feel like that seemed like it was sprung on Lana and she did not want to go to that. And then I feel like it was just uncomfortable with how he was like talking to her and stuff like that. I think it sounds like more like Kyle never acknowledged it ever that, yeah, my wife was uncomfortable or asked how she felt. I think that's more where her frustration came from. Because I agree. What would he have done in that moment? Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Relax how you talking to my lady about your business.
Yeah, like he couldn't really do anything then. So you mean like afterwards at some point, just say
Yeah,
something
I
to her.
feel like
Okay,
because that
that
would have
makes more
gone
sense
that
because the
would have
way
gone
it
a
was
long way
worded
with
when they
me.
were arguing was just like she expected him to do something then, and it's just
Like
like
chop his head off.
I
Like,
don't know what you really wanted from him at that moment. Like
no, I think it's
I'm the
more of
last one to
like,
defend that asshole, but like at that point, I'm just like I don't know what you expected from him
I
then.
think that was more of like a hey, are you okay after they had left
Mm,
thing could have gone a long way.
I
So
feel you.
as opposed to just because like I think it's because I say Count is sucking all this Morgan Edge dick that he's kind of blind to everything
Oh,
else.
he's definitely it. Yeah, yeah.
And it's just like I'm kind of also curious of Kyle's motives for that because it's just like you already got a job, nigga. Like you have a job, you have a city job, like, and you over here going crazy about the jobs for that will
Everybody
come with
else.
the.
So
And it's
you
just
have
like,
so do you really have a hard time believing that he cares about everybody else?
I feel
Is
like
that what your issue is?
say what?
So is that what your issue is? You feel like you have a hard time believing that he really cares about everybody else's job?
Yeah,
Okay.
like I don't like. I feel like he has an idea of like the accusations, you know, against Morgan Edge and shit, or he knows something else, or he wants to be deeper involved with Morgan Edge. Because now I have a theory that we will talk about later on because it'll be a detail.
Okay.
I'm just like, it's just disgusting
Hmm,
how much that man loves him some Morgan Edge.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he's an asshole. I think he genuinely thinks it'll help the town, though. He's just an asshole. Like I really think that's as far as it goes with Cal. But I don't know. We'll
I have
see.
an idea of where I see his path going, though.
Hmm. So yeah, then some lady shows up and tells Lois like, "Hey, this thing you about to publish tomorrow is a breach of your contract that you signed whenever the fuck, and so then you'll get sued and blah blah blah." And because of that, editor chick said we can't do that. So
Forgot her name. Hold on.
y'all, if I'm Lois,
I'm still
and
posting
it's not even
it.
that I'm like just posting it. Like, okay,
Chrissy.
I'll go home. I wrote this. I will print this on pieces of like regular copy paper and just tape them up all over the town myself. Then, like, I just won't publish it in a newspaper. Like, it's just I don't know.
I was just like, I don't understand what they think. They thought they were just gonna scare off Lois Lane.
No,
Lois Lane, the reporter who keeps walking headfirst into danger for the story.
yeah, yeah. So then we got all throughout the football stuff we've had this kid with the broken arm, tag.
Tag.
Yeah,
You're it.
yeah, yeah. So he's like his arm like starts vibrating and shit. Like the fuck is going on with you, bro? So that's happening.
Got
Um,
shakies.
yeah. Um, Clark and Jordan and John are just out, just throwing the football around, throwing the pigskin around like a dad does with his son.
The American dream.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, you know what I love? I love how John is just doing all this bitching about Jordan and football when he was the one that talked Clark into letting him play in the first place.
Right.
Like this was you wanted to do this, and now you being all shitty. I'm gonna need you to get it together.
It's just like you can find some like you guys can both shine in football. Just like put it together.
Yeah, yeah. So let's see. So then Lois, she goes to Clark and is like, you
I
know,
can't publish this,
I
but
need you to
can
do
you
me a
speak?
favor. Yeah, come speak at the assembly. Speak up against Edge. You're Smallville's favorite son. They love you. Go up in there and be like, yo, this Edge dude is full of shit. And yeah, he was like, yeah, I'll do it. Cool.
Then he gets caught up
Yeah,
helping with the Kilgrave stuff,
yeah.
or actually walking into a Kilgrave
Trap.
setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he could use his like sonic blast weapon thing. But this is when we get that argument between Kyle and Lana. We talked about that already. Um Then we get Lois confronting Morgan Edge at the mining site and all that. She just basically letting him know, I ain't scared of you.
Like, bitch, I will bite you back.
Yeah.
But I have one thing to say that was dumb on Morgan Edge's part because Lois was like, why Smallville of all towns? Like, you know, because we know that, there's something he's looking. Obviously, he's trying to get something.
Clearly.
But like, when he questioned Lois, like, why do you care so much? Like, you're this world-renowned journalist, twice short the Pulitzer list, and blah blah blah. Why do you care about this town so much? What is your connection to? You just randomly moved here. What are you looking for here?
Like
What's your connection? I was like,
my husband?
my husband's from here. The fuck?
Yeah, just like
And you fired him from his job, so this was cheaper. What?
yeah, like yeah, your unemployed husband. And I'm like, yeah, he's how did he become unemployed? Like, so we moved to a house that was already paid for. Like,
For someone who runs a multi-billion-dollar estate, company, whatever. Stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
Like even his creepy looking assistant, who I know her from another show and it's killing me right now. Degrassi. Um she could even Googled it for him on her
That's that
phone.
show that
Like,
Drake was on, right?
yes,
Okay. I
we
never
are
watched it, so
we
I
are
don't.
just this much closer to getting Drake on a CW show.
Okay. As long as it's not one of the shows I watch. Let's see.
It's gonna be on Black Lightning for sure.
I mean, it's over after this season, so I don't know how that'll happen.
I don't know,
Next
maybe
season.
he's already a guest spot on it. I'm manifesting it.
I don't know.
But
Um,
I just thought that was such a weird
yeah, yeah,
interaction.
that was a weird comeback on that one. It's just like,
All those things are your causes or just simple knowledge. You
yeah,
can check my Facebook for that.
yeah. Like, how is that your response? But anyway, we got Papa Lane. He's watching the prisoner transfer. Um, Tag is still vibrating and shit. Um,
And they're at a no, he's just vibrating all over
he's
the
yeah,
place.
he's still just vibrating. They're not at the party yet. Is that what you're about to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's not yet. Kilgrave escapes. Here comes
He is
Superman
so
because
creepy.
yeah, he is. He's creepy as fuck. Um, so yeah, he does. Superman comes in. He left some kind of messaging device or something for him, which still I don't understand what that was all about, but okay. Um,
He's like, I'll see you later, man in blue.
yeah, like okay. I mean, we knew that already. I'm sure
Yeah.
he did. I'm sure he did too. Not, I don't understand, but you know, supervillains, they're weird. Um, let's see. Then we got this little scene, Papa Kent talking to John and Jordan, basically telling them like, you know, don't be bothering your father because he's busy. You know, he's the man of steel. He's Superman. He's important and he's
He was
special.
like, chill, so he's not distracted from the real job at hand.
Yeah, yeah, because he's a dick.
That
Um,
word, the job came up a lot. And I liked how Clark kept reinforcing, like, this is not a job
yeah,
for me. This is not my job. You again, you don't pay me, nigga.
yeah, basically, put me on a salary.
And then we'll talk.
And
I'll
then
become a little bit less distracted.
then we'll talk about what you can tell me about what I can and can't do. Um, so then the town assembly happens. You know, Clark is busy because he's off Supermaning, so he of course doesn't show up. So Lois is all sad and shit because she knows why, but she's just like, God damn it.
Right. And it's like, I get it, but it's like, sis, you know the life you signed up for.
Yeah. So Lana invites Lois out for a drink because she's just like, I know you need it, so let's do that. We both need a drink.
Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go. We can talk about your husband's dick.
You can compare from high school to
Yeah,
now.
exactly. So motion gets approved for Edge, of course. Um,
To start mining.
yeah. So now we get the kids at the party. Tag is all healed up. His arm ain't, you know, broke no more, but he starts
His calf
vibrating
is
again at some
gone.
point. Yeah, his cast is gone. Um, then we get my favorite scene of the show, though, like of this episode with Superman and Papa Kent in their little spot, just, you know, looking at the shit. And they basically having this pissing contest going back and forth. But it's just like, is it really a contest? Because one of them is Superman. Like the
Like
whole
an
time,
unfair fight that Clark is trying to water down.
I'm just watching this. I'm just like, why are you really trying to talk? Are you really trying to talk to this man like you have some kind of control over what he does? I'm literally like watching this scene and laughing because it's just like he could.
You're dumb. Y'all are dumb.
So anyway, then we got Lana and Lois having their drinks. Lois, I'm like, I can tell, Kyle loves you, you love him, blah blah, bibbity blue. They
You
talk
know,
about
it's
the
like, you know what I
marriages
was
and all that
thinking
kind of
about?
stuff. Wow.
What year is it for them? They were pregnant like a season ago. And their kids are freshmen in high school.
Crisis.
I hate that that's the easiest answer. I hate that that answer works. Like, I hate that that answer works.
Oh man.
It really upsets me that that answer works. It's just like, Greg, I have questions.
I mean, you have answers too. You
That
just don't
answer,
like the answers.
I don't like that answer. That answer doesn't really work for me. It's too simple
Yet
and
it's the right
and
one.
unelaborative.
It was very elaborative. That implies a whole lot.
Yeah, I know I need to understand, but whichever. They're
So,
at the bar. Lois got her cute little, yeah, look at me, but you're not gonna talk to me heels on.
oh, is that what she got on?
Yep, with her leather jacket.
I didn't know that's what those heels were about. Good to know. So, then we got Jordan and Sarah sitting there talking at the party. He's like been doing better with his anxiety and all that kind of stuff since he's been playing football. He's been doing well. And she's like, it's like, oh, really? Okay, that's dope. And they talk about John a little bit. And she's like, you got to take it easy on him. People like him don't adjust well from being popular to being outcast.
Yeah.
Know, he merely adopted the darkness. We were shaped by it, molded by it.
Okay, babe.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's basically what she was saying. So, um, then Tag starts vibrating again. He like breaks a table. There's some confrontation
What
with
is
the.
this kid's issue with him? Like, literally has all the issues with just him.
I think it's really because he's like, they're both receivers, so there's like a competition between them of who's the better receiver, and it was clear that it was Tag before he got hurt, and coach was already riding on the old boy because he was fucking up, and he literally said in practice, Tag, you would have caught that shit, so it's just he feels like he ain't shit because honestly he ain't. So
I'm
it's
not talking about Tag. I'm talking
no,
about.
yeah, the other kid. He feels
Oh,
like
okay.
he ain't shit because he's constantly being told how much better Tag is than him. So
Mm.
this is how it is. Um. So anyway, Tag ends up taking off running and all that. Kilgrave, he set a trap for Superman with his little sonic gun blasting thingy.
I was like, did he just deafen him?
Yeah, like his whole like inside was like glowing red and shit inside his head and ears. And it's like, damn, I don't know if all that's necessary.
Right? I was like, is it worth melting his brain over?
I mean, clearly it is. I mean, so he wants him dead. And that was his plan. I think he need to plan a little better because it took one little thunderclap and it was all over.
Right. Like Clark was like, all right, he's taken care of. I gotta go. My kids need me.
Yeah, so Tag can't stop vibrating. Jordan tries to help him, because he thinks he can do something about it. It don't work, whatever he was trying to do. Then Superman gets up, like when he's being, sonic blasted because they threw off the little device thing so they
The
can get his
ELJ
attention.
or whatever.
Yeah, that
ELC
thing.
or
What the E something to get his
yeah.
attention. He hears him. He knows what's going on. He's like, oh shit, okay, my kids need me. So he gets up, does a big ass thunderclap, takes everybody out. All right, Kilgrave's down. Boom, I'm out. He takes off. He saves the kids and shit from Tag. Whatever the fuck is happening with him, takes him up into
Atmosphere.
the atmosphere, not the ionosphere, because that's dangerous. You don't go up there.
No,
But
don't do that.
yeah. So he just went up into the atmosphere. Probably just the stratosphere. He ain't go all the way to the ionosphere. So they take him up there where the air is a little bit thinner, calms him down so he can stop vibrating. Um, then there's another argument with Papa Kent about how he ain't shit because he tried to tell the kids not to call him and all that.
And he was like, you can't do that shit, which you can't.
Yeah. Like these ain't your kids. You mind your fucking business.
But I will say that like the issue with Tag when they were talking about like the radioactive or whatever material that got dusted up when Jordan blasted at the campfire. I was just like, called it. We're in Smallville. There has to be kryptonite dust somewhere, and these kids are inhaling it, eating it, drinking it.
Well, it's not
And
kryptonite, it's X kryptonite.
X kryptonite, it's still whatever of it, and it's giving them the weird meta abilities. And I
Yeah.
was just like, yep, we have another Smallville on our hands in the making.
I mean, that's where they are. So
I know, which makes it even better, which
yeah.
makes me enjoy this show even further.
And then we got afterwards we got Lana actually like playing nice with Kyle in the morning. You know, where they like all huggy and kissy and shit. You know, Sarah does the thing, covers her sister's eyes while they smooching.
She's just like, stop this, guys.
Yeah. But then we have the moment where Clark sets up a little date night for him and Lois in the barn with all the candles and shit. Like this is a fire hazard. Like there's so much hay, and it's just like,
It is, but
like this,
been
this can go
they've been
so wrong.
they've been lighting up dozens of candles in that barn since the other Smallville.
And it's a bad idea then too. Then
Oh yeah, it's still a bad idea. It's just like clearly Clark is like, I'll take care of it if anything catches on fire.
I guess. So then we got Papa Kent then calls them in the middle of their date. Something about something going on in some other place, and he's like, "All right, I'm on it." So he takes off for it, and then he hangs up
Lois
that
ain't
phone.
speaking to him.
Yeah, and he hangs up the phone, and he initiates what he wants to call Project 7734, a little contingency thing, I guess he said, against Superman. Fuck you. But
And I was like, it's the beginning of the end of that relationship.
basically. And I'm not
Because
saying
we
there doesn't need to be a check against Superman because there definitely does.
oh no, I was just saying because
It's
we all
him
just
in general that I'm just like fuck you.
yeah, we know because we all know how Kara and Clark get when they find out people been making contingency plans.
Yeah, yeah.
God forbid.
God forbid they don't just let you be unchecked and just just be able to go on a rampage at any time. Be like, but I'm a good person. I'm like, yeah, yeah. But what if you're not in control of yourself?
Right? What if someone mind controls you
Which has happened to both of you. So
several times?
exactly. We need to be able to take you down. So anyway, we get back to Morgan Edge. We find out what he's looking for is X kryptonite. Now, I don't know if those of you who don't know what X kryptonite is. It's basically like it's a substance that gives people powers temporarily. So he's like, trying to form his own like kind of superpowered army kind of thing, which makes sense as to why that dude from last week was so fucking strong. He had a little
Mm-hmm.
dose of X kryptonite, sent him in. That's why old girl was able to punch the hole through the wall and shit. It's all of that.
I feel like Kyle's gonna sign up for it.
Probably.
But I feel like most likely.
Mm-hmm.
The way that's what I was saying, like that's my theory so far. Because the way he has seemed like he wants to do, I guess, something more. Like I feel because the way they were saying like to find willing participants, and I was just like, Kyle's gonna be a willing participant. I can already tell it. Damn
Yeah,
it.
yeah. He's 100% on board with Edge coming in to, boost up Smallville and all that. Yeah. But that was Superman and Lois. Where you want to go next?
Let's go to Batwoman.
Batwoman. All right. So this episode kicks off. Wait, we didn't even say the name of what was the name of the episode with Superman and Lois?
Haywire.
Haywire. Okay, what's the name of this episode of Batwoman?
It's best you stop digging.
It's best you stop digging. Okay. So kick this episode off. Ryan is in like a shit ton of pain. Like she's hurting, screaming, convulsing. Like she is not okay.
Sounds like childbirth.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never given birth before, so I mean I've never had kryptonite poisoning before either. So I guess I can't really
Same.
speak to either one. So it just looked like it hurt, and that's all I can really say about it. Um, but yeah, her eyes is turning green and shit. Apparently the kryptonite done entered her brain. Like she just
Never
all
good.
yeah, she is all fucked up. Um, Then we go back. We got Alice and Tatiana. She shows her the body of the fake Ocean, then knocks Tatiana out. Um, then we see,
Ties her up.
yeah, ties her up and shit. The Crows, we go to them, Papa Kane, and
They find a new issue with Hamilton Industries
yeah, so they go looking for Experiment Dude from last week, who's, you told me his
doing
name
those.
last week, but who knows? Who cares? He's dead now. Um, let's see. So anyway, Alice got questions. She wants answers about
Dr.
her.
Rodriguez,
Oh, that was his name?
the doctor that was helping Ryan, or
No, the one that was doing the experiments.
Dr. Rogers.
Okay. But yeah, Alice wants answers about her missing memories. So we get some background about Alice on the island.
That shit's so weird, and I really don't care about it.
Yeah, that's what I was like. We get yada yada through that. Um, Ocean was supposed to train her. Blah
They
blah
ended up
blah.
falling in love, but
Yeah.
Sophia was in love with Alice, and Tatiana's in love with Sophia. So when they found out that Ocean was leaving and that he wanted Alice to take her with her, they were just like, no, they make them forget each other because they were gonna run off and start anew. And Alice wouldn't have been the Alice that she is. And Sophia turns her into this crazy killer machine to the Alice we have today. And we can close that fucking story now. Let's go into everything else.
Okay. It's fine with me.
I just feel like, oh, let's get past that.
Yeah. The whole island shit, I don't care. So you're right. I mean, I'm cool with that.
Cool. So back in the Batcave, because we'll just take off from there. Mary suggests to, what is that kid's name? Luke, that her dad should bring back a desert rose for Ryan when he brings back Kate. And Luke is just like, the fuck? And he just shut your clinic down. Like, why would he also support that you help Batwoman? So why the fuck would he bring back a desert rose for her if it would save her life? Because we all know that Papa Kane has a hard-on for ill will towards Batwoman.
I'm glad you phrased it that way. I'm like, you're gonna say Papa Kane has a hard on for Batwoman. I'm like, that was his daughter. That's weird.
Yep. Yeah. I had to really
Mm-hmm.
I had
I
to
appreciate
translate
that.
it in my, you're welcome.
Yeah. Even though I went ahead and said it anyway, I appreciate you. But yeah, somehow in the midst of all this, with Ryan being in as much pain as she's in, she's somehow able to sneak over to the Batmobile without them noticing, suit
And
up
put the, yeah.
and suit up and sneak over to the Batmobile
It's
without them noticing.
it wasn't even the being the Batmobile. I thought she was plain clothed until she showed up at Angelique's
She is
in the
fully
suit, and
suited up. When
sis,
and how did you do that?
because you were like writhing in pain
You could barely
15
move.
minutes ago, right? Like you were dead.
Yeah, you did all that and they didn't notice you at all. Like, come on.
Either
now.
they are the worst sidekick team ever, or she is literally the stealthiest detective out there.
Or the writing was just bad.
Most likely Dorsey, but
Let's see. So yeah, Ryan's hallucinating. I have it already. Yeah, somehow.
and she goes to see.
She's seeing her mother. But she goes to Angelique, and she wants to know where Ocean is and all that. Who's what?
I won't even say what I actually want to say about Angelique. I won't call her what I want to call her.
What about her new piece?
No, I was gonna say she's a cunt, but I was gonna settle with dickhead, but now I said it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What exactly about this situation makes Angelique a cunt?
Because of her, like the way she just moved on. Like it was like last night she literally kicked Ryan out, and it was like, come over, bitch. Like,
Oh, well, yeah.
cunt behavior.
Really? Oh, oops.
Mm.
Um, let's see.
And
Yeah,
then
we.
kicked her off the fire escape. But I understand that part because she was like, "This Batwoman."
Yeah, she didn't know that was Ryan. She just thought it was Batwoman, shaking her down. She was like, "Yeah, get the fuck out of here."
But I'd be like, "Since when does Batwoman do shakedowns like that?"
I don't know. I mean, I saw people hung upside down by Batwoman several times. So
Yeah, I was just like, "Wait."
like it's kind of what the Bat folks do.
It's kind of her thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Luckily, Luke and Mary find her and they get her back to the cave.
yeah. Mary takes the Batmobile. Luke takes the SUV they were in after an argument back and forth about who gets to drive the Batmobile.
Well, it's his car. Like, drive your own car.
I mean, is it his car?
The SUV was.
Oh, the SUV. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Batmobile. Okay.
No, that's all I was just because that's why Mary made the argument. She's like, "Well, I've never driven your car either, so
Yeah, yeah.
and that insurance is probably more billable to Luke than it is to the Wayne
Most
estate."
likely. Most likely. But even so, it's the Wayne estate, so it wouldn't really matter.
Yeah.
I mean, just like, oh, the SUV got damaged. Oh no, we'll buy three more. Um, let's see.
Ryan is still tripping serious balls.
Yeah, she
Mary
kills Alice in her hallucination.
several times.
Yeah,
And then Mary gives her some kind of cocktail to come out of the hallucinations. And I'm just like, how did they know about the hallucinations?
because they knew the kryptonite got into her brain, so it was,
Gonna cause hallucinations?
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So we got the Crows going to the lab, looking for experiment dude, and
Papa Kane finds out that Sophie knew about the clinic.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Big Daddy Kane wasn't happy about that one. Also, the map is gone, and he breaks down and he's like, "Oh, we'll lose another daughter." I don't like him, so I don't care about him crying.
Yeah, like I was like, he not
Um,
aging too well right now.
yeah,
Everyone at Garnick Industries was dead.
all of them, just all of them dead.
Just dead as a doornail.
So then Batwoman's back out. She's looking for Alice, looking because knows Alice is where Ocean was and all that kind of shit. She finds him. Alice and Ocean, they being like hard headed and shit about them wanting to be around each other and all that shit, and they kind of almost kiss and shit and blah blah blah. Alice is found by Batwoman. She takes the cowl off because that makes sense, and then they fight. Ryan almost kills her and then lets her go.
This was not a good fight.
Not at all. Not at all.
And I was like, she got away
It was all
and
pointless
she showed her face.
for no reason because you didn't kill her. Like,
I was like, hallucination saved Alice's life tonight. Like,
is that what we're going with? We're gonna say it was because of the hallucinations that she took her mask off.
no, saved Alice's life when she let her, like, Ryan let her go.
Oh, because yeah, she saw her mother and her mother, yeah, talked her out of it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But the one good part was,
yeah. She put a tracker on her.
yes, so now we will find Coriana. But like, next week isn't looking too promising either for Kate. So, or anyone.
But yeah, that was Batwoman this week. A bit of a episode for me, but
Cause I just understand. I was just like, this was dumb. This felt pointless. But like, I still don't understand what they're gonna do about the kryptonite in Ryan. Like, it's not like they're gonna get the desert rose tomorrow. Not like they're gonna have a serum the day after.
yeah, I don't know, man. It's a whole lot of conflated nonsense they're doing, and I don't understand.
Mm.
The whole need to work in a whole missing Kate story is the problem. Like
Yeah,
if they could have just had her being missing and left it alone at that and just moved on, we'd have been I think that would have been better.
can't because this whole daggone family can't let go of anything.
Yeah. But yeah, that was Batwoman. Where you want to go next?
I was looking for a coin to flip for Flash or Black Lightning.
Top half is Flash, bottom half Black Lightning. I'm gonna roll for it.
Okay.
That'll be a three. Black Lightning it is.
Was that a regular 6 die? Or,
No, it was a D8.
oh, nerd.
Yeah, I just
Black
grabbed the
Light
first one I saw.
makes sense. Black Lightning, the Book
So
of
many
Ruin,
dice.
Chapter 2, Theseus Ship.
Okay. Huh. That's interesting.
What?
The name of the episode, Theseus
Oh,
ship, because we just talking about the Theseus ship on One Division. Like, huh, look at that. Anyway, we kicked this episode off. Everybody's still freaking out because Jennifer's different, and they're like, "Well, what the fuck?" And then she sees what she looks like.
she
She
was
freaks
also
out.
reasonably confused.
Yeah. Her genes are all weird now. Apparently, Jeff is
It's
like, "How do we turn
genetics.
her back?" And yeah, they explain like, "Yeah, genetics, because things are got get all weird because we took her apart and put her back together, so her genes showed themselves differently." I'm like, "All right, cool, move on."
Yeah, like I was like, that's a reasonable answer. You don't know how genetics are gonna work out.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
I was kind of happy with that reasoning. What I wasn't happy with was Jeff losing his goddamn mind this week.
Yeah, he was like, "Yo, how we turn her back?" And they're like,
Nigga.
"Bruh, bruh."
He was like, what do we do now? And I said, love your daughter, nigga. That's
Yeah,
what you do.
yeah. Gam was like, "Chill with all that, dude. Like, what is wrong with you?" So then, Jen walks off. Grace gives her, a little bit of a talk, and
But and it's like in hindsight, it's a good thing that like Jennifer's graduating this year. So essentially, she could ride out the rest of the school year
yeah, homeschool the rest of
virtually
so virtual
and then
homeschool
just
rest of
go
the
off
school
to
year, and then
and then
go
just
with
go off to college
yeah,
somewhere else where they don't know her face.
yeah. So yeah, after Grace and Jen talk a little bit, Grace talking about how she had to deal with looking different all the time and all that kind of shit. And then Jen walks back out to the family. This is when I first realized that Jen is tall as fuck now, and then the rest of the family
Yeah.
brings it up after
When
that.
she's standing
But
next to Anissa.
yeah, when she first walks out, I'm like, oh shit, she tall as fuck.
Look like they got someone straight from WNBA
Yeah,
to
Alyssa said that later too. That's okay. When she walks out, I'm like, yo, you tall as fuck. But let's
everyone
see.
kept talking about it. They were like, well, you won't fit your old uniform because you're much taller now.
Yeah,
Lynn was like, oh, there's just more of you to love. And it's just like, this is uncomfortable
yeah.
with how awkward y'all are being about it.
So yeah, Jeff can't deal with it. He just walks out because Jeff. And yeah, so later on we got Lynn running tests on Jen. Just still trying to understand her a little bit as far as how everything's going with it. Tells her like, yo, don't use your powers, all that kind of shit. Chill out for a
No
while.
go into the ionosphere.
Yeah.
It's like, it's addicting because trust me, I'm jonesing for a meta booster. Literally said, I'm jonesing for a meta booster. And I'm just like, disgusting.
Jones, an obsession, burning desire for someone or something. That's from the song Basketball Jones from the Space Jam soundtrack.
I'm weak.
Yeah, man.
Can't wait.
Barry White and Chris Rock.
Ah, can't wait for the new Space Jam to come out.
Oh, I can. But let's see. Then Tobias's henchwoman shows up. What the fuck is her name?
Val, I first didn't realize it, and I called her the pouty mouth lady who works for Tobias. And when she shows up and they act all shaky about who Jen is, and they start calling her JJ, said she's her niece, she's like immediately like, oh, something's up here. And I was like, she already gonna go back and tell Tobias
Oh,
something's
yeah,
up. Like,
definitely.
and then
So yeah, they're done with that. Jeff comes in. Apparently, he doesn't believe it's really Jen, and he tripping. But
he was like, oh, all these other Earths and all this stuff. What if this is her?
yeah,
And it's just like, I don't like this, Jeff. Like, this is not nice. And then while they're talking, Tobias reveals the new DEGs, um, and announces that he's running for mayor. And I was like, I really don't like this.
yeah, not at all. But before that, that was when Jeff and Gamby are talking, and they realized the shot that actually killed the mayor came from a building that was over 4 miles away, and they got like some footage of whoever did it running away and all that kind of shit. And it's like, oh, okay, that's weird.
Right.
At first, when they said that, like that's the longest shot ever recorded, I'm like, dead shot. That was the
Yeah.
first thing that popped into my head, like it was dead shot. They bringing dead shot in here, and it better be Will Smith. But oh
Will
man,
Smith would not.
nah, of course not. But
But I think it was that white dude that works with Tobias.
he's not a meta though.
But he has crazy accuracy.
But they established later on that whoever did it was a meta.
Or maybe it might have helped.
Helped how though?
I don't know, magnetize the gun.
But they said the bullet wasn't even fired.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the bullet wasn't even fired; it was just like sent. Like they didn't even fire it out of a gun.
I'm dead.
Yeah,
He's like, sure.
yeah, that's what they said happened. It's just like, yo, it wasn't even fired out of a gun. Um, let's see.
Um,
What was I gonna say? Oh, so this was just what I was talking about. Black Lightning meets with new detective dude, Shakur.
Shakur.
Yeah. He has a ballistic from the mayor shooting. That's when they realized it was, magnetized. It wasn't actually fired. So they know a meta did it. And then he lets them know that the chief is about to start using no knock warrants. And I'm like, oh, great. Because, we love those, don't we? Yeah.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah.
He's like, Freeland need Black Lightning.
Yeah. And it's true. Then we got Gamby and his boo thing
Lauren.
boss. They in the lab doing lab stuff. And this is when we
And
get. Go ahead.
she shows him some machine
Yeah.
for like energy.
Yeah. Then Nissa and Jennifer hanging out, chilling, talking. And Nissa tells Jennifer that she's married now, and that's when Jen's like, "Yo, you need to go on a honeymoon and all that kind of shit."
I agree.
Hmm?
So I agree.
Oh yeah. Then we got Destiny getting ambushed by Lala and his crew, but she got some protection now. She got some dude named Ishmael, and Ishmael is a bad motherfucker. Like he like blocking bullets with his blades and shit. Like, all right then, okay. But he's like, we gonna take care of this Lala problem. He like buries him in concrete. I'm just
So you
okay.
can keep dying, coming back and dying again.
Over and over and over again. I'm like, damn, bruh.
So is he just gonna suffocate to death? Because that's
Yeah.
essentially, yeah.
He'll suffocate, then he'll come back, then he'll suffocate again, and he'll come back.
Because his lungs can't expand. That's crazy.
Yeah. There's also like you can't get no air because air passages are covered up with concrete.
Oh well, yeah, I know that. I'm just saying, like, just in general, like, even if it was like kind of hollow in there, if it's not,
Right.
it was like,
he wouldn't be able to, his lungs couldn't inflate. But oh yeah. Anyway,
Amber's wooing Lauren with like with whatever that game was that
right.
she beat him at. And then she was like, I could thank you. And I'm just like, now you're fucking on the clock.
Yeah, because why not? But then we go to Tobias and Val. They find out that well, Jeff and Lynn, they realize that she has ALS and she's a meta. Um, and they're like, okay, we don't. What is her powers though? Is the magnetism? Like, well, we won't know unless we give somebody the meta boost. And Jeff's like, all right, well then do it. And Lynn's like, you want me? What, nigga?
Yo,
He's
yo,
like, you do it all the
yo,
time. What's the problem? And he's just like,
yo,
yo,
nigga
like it,
was
like yo,
bugging.
yo, Jeff, what the fuck, dude? Like, I was on your side for so much of this.
Until
I was
that,
with you this whole season
like I was
until now.
sympathizing, I sympathized for him at the beginning of this episode for how he's been treating Jen. But then we got to this and I was just like, hard stop.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I was just like, even though Lynn went from 0 to 80 again, I'm just also like, Jeff was all kinds of wrong.
yeah. He was. He definitely was.
Out of pocket.
So then TC's talking to Jen, aka JJ, and he's like, I can create a whole new identity for you because I can do that shit. I'm TC.
I just
Um,
get into the database and I change shit. I need me a TC to fix my credit score.
don't we all? Um, So then, a no knock warrant is issued. They find out about it. Black Lightning is going to help. Jen's like, I don't want to go. I don't want to do the lightning thing right now. My mama said no. And plus, I don't want people hating me and all that kind of shit. So TC's like, oh, people hate you? Check this shit out. Boom. And shows her a compilation video of everybody loving on lightning.
Yo, I love it.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, there's a lightning dance, which is probably the most corny shit I've ever seen. But it's like, you tried, but okay.
You did something.
Y'all was just trying to play off of the whole what they do with TikTok and all that. I know what y'all were going for. That wasn't it though.
I was like, cops are being cops again in Freeland.
Yeah, so they bust in on some folks. There's some shooting that happens, innocent woman
Yo,
gets killed. There's protests, but that's not what actually happens because Black Lightning was there to stop it.
yo, because I was like, no, 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 no. I'm
Yeah,
so angry
yeah,
right
we
now.
we knew exactly what was about to happen because it's almost like we saw a news story about this exact same thing last year. But
A year ago to the date.
man. So
Crazy how that comes full circle, right?
mm-hmm. So Black Lightning's there to stop it. He goes outside and cops start firing DEGs at him. He's blocking them for a while with his, electro shit. He can only block it for so long though. But here comes Jen to the rescue and some new threads that Gammy gave her for now.
Temporary.
Yeah, she saves them. The two of them together, stop everything, and all is well. Um, Then later on, we get the two of them, Jeff and Lynn, sitting on the roof talking. He's like, my bad for earlier. He's just
Thinking
like,
and apologizing
yeah.
to each other.
Then we got Grace coming home to Anissa. They have the honeymoon combo, and I enjoyed this little game of dress up that was happening. It was
I needed to understand how she was changing out of some of those things so fast.
practice.
It's just they look so like in-depth things to be wearing. It was like you did it in
Well,
like
I'm guessing like between the first two, she was wearing one underneath the other. But the change from the second
second
one
and
to the
third.
third one was like that was kind of quick. But like I said, maybe she just practiced a few times before Grace got home. I don't know.
Okay.
But cut back though, we got Ishmael talking with Destiny. He's like, apparently he's trying to become part of the League of Assassins, and in order to do so, he needs to kill 100 metas. He done killed like 90 something of them.
94.
94. And
They have updated on their
requirements.
terms. Yes, they've
Yeah.
become more modern.
Yeah. So Destiny's like, I got a few I want you to kill right now. She got 4 of them right here. Got Black Lightning, got Blackbird. For some reason, she's showing the new picture of Thunder like they just know the old one's gone. I don't know why that happened, but
She
and
showed
then
up today.
yeah, but they don't know the old one's gone. So
I don't know.
that's what I'm saying. Like they you would think they'd have both, but they like small thing.
Yeah. She
Forgivable.
also has like a slab of concrete with
Yeah,
Lala in it.
Lala. Yeah, yeah. But she also Grace is also another one of them. Wild in her thing. You know. So yeah, that was it. That was Black Lightning this week.
Black Lightning will not be back, I don't think, till April 12th.
Oh really?
Yeah, the thing that came afterwards was talking about Painkiller coming back, but it said April 12th.
Oh okay. I didn't know. Hold on, let me look. We can
Yeah,
see.
double check on that. They didn't say next week. It just said April 12th.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe that was just specifically for the painkiller crossover. Well,
Well, I think
backdoor
the
pilot.
Flash also did, or it's either the Flash or Batwoman also did. Not Batwoman.
Well, we know Superman and Lois is going on hiatus for a while, starting I think starting next week for because they had some COVID stuff and they're putting in Supergirl.
um,
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see. Monday. A. Okay. Yeah, you're right. No Black Lightning next week. So yeah, they're on hiatus for a while. Um, Let me check on the other two, Flash and Superman Lois. Okay, so
I know.
we do get a
I know
new
we get
Flash next
Batgirl.
week. We get
Okay,
Flash next week. Superman and Lois, we get that next week also. Here I'll check on Batwoman too. Then,
Batwoman is next week,
so we do have Batwoman next week too. So
I believe.
it's just Black Lightning that we don't get next week.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, on to the Flash. This episode was called What
Mother.
Fucker.
Wow.
Let's see. So we kicked this off with everybody waking up from last week's shenanigans. That threw me off for a second because I'm like, my notes I accidentally put walking instead of waking, and I'm like, walking up to what? And I was like, oh, supposed to be waking up. Yeah, from last week's shenanigans. Um, they see Barry crying over Iris's body because she all fucked up and convulsing and shit. Like, we gotta help her, blah blah blah. Her brain's all fucked up because he pulled her out against her will. She was fighting, so her brain
Her brain is
molecules,
in
yeah,
shambles.
her brain molecules all over the place. He's all distraught over the shit he did before. He refused to use the artificial speed force anymore. His, but all his peoples, they all
He
like, yo, we
broke
know
it.
that wasn't you. It's cool. We know, we got you. But yeah, he broke it. But Cisco was talking about fixing it and all that. He was like, no, don't do that. We ain't using that
Mm-mm.
shit no more. And since we don't have the real speed force no more, there is no Flash. That's it. He puts the ring on the
Bye.
table and all that kind of shit. And I'm like, Barry, quit being a little bitch.
Right. You be always ready to quit real easy.
Um, let's see. So there's a bunch of calls coming into the police station. Um, a whole bunch of folks just ain't acting right. And Sue shows up. She's like, yo,
Those people are not my parents. Do not
yeah,
listen to them.
he had fake parents there and shit. So apparently the mirror people getting snatching up real people all willy nilly and shit. Every reflective surface is doing it now, not just mirrors. Um, let's see. Um, See, yeah, Iris is still fucked up on the table.
Harrison shows up.
Yeah, Allegra's at her bedside. Barry gets snatched into the mirror. He has this whole thing with Eva, where she tells him
She
like, "Yo, you
tells
need to
him that
just
they can't win. You can't win. Like, you can't beat me. You don't got your speed. You just can't.
yeah," and then she
And
just let him go. And he comes back
yeah,
and I'm like, "Yeah, she's right. We can't win." And then here comes OG Wells, was walking in like, "Da da da da, I'm here."
I'm here to help you save the day because
Yeah,
clearly you need me today.
Yeah, and then they do some sci-fi mumbo jumbo to explain why he's there.
Universe is balancing itself out. It's okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Everybody meets, Wells, and they talk real quick and all that. Ralph and Sue show up, but Ralph's all melty and fucked up because we can't have the actual one there because oops. Um,
He gone.
yeah. Let's see. But they did find evidence to clear Sue's name, so she'll be all right. Then we got some more. With Barry has a little bit with Wells. But Wells tells him like, "Yo, you gotta believe in love and the power of love because he's the paragon of love and blah blah blah."
You gotta run to love.
Yeah. So apparently Iris is the
Do, do,
key to
do,
getting his speed back because she
do, do,
still has
do.
Speed Force energy in her. And I'm just like, oh, okay, this is what we doing. All right. So
So as usual, the way to fix her and to fix Barry is their love.
yeah. The power of love gave Barry his speed back, y'all. That's what we went with because yeah,
Oh shit.
I thought you
I'm
saw
sorry.
her. Like
No, I
I
didn't. I'm
100% thought you saw her.
oh my god. Oh my
Cause she
god.
was kind of just standing back there like the children in that movie, like come play with us. Yeah,
The
yeah,
Shining.
yeah. The Shining. That's the
Oh my
movie.
god.
It was kind of funny, but I really did think you saw her because I thought you had looked back, but it was
I did because I thought I heard her talking, but then I didn't hear anything. And then so I was just I was here.
okay. Those of you only listening, not watching, Luna just scared the shit out of Mara because she did not know she was behind her. So yeah, that just happened, and that was funny. So but yeah, Cisco's like, yo, we can basically jumpstart the real Speed Force using the artificial Speed Force machine because Iris has some Speed Force left in her, and the power of their love can make this work.
Their love.
So go back to the precinct though. We got Joe and Cecile. They just have this weird, like, slasher film shit going on. They're running from crazy mirror cop lady. Um,
Don't know her name.
so she'll still be crazy mirror cop lady then. Um,
And then she'll just be crazy cop lady later.
yeah. So during all this though, Cecile gets mirror snatched. So there's that.
And I was like, I thought about that after the fact, and I was just like, oh yeah, because the ducks would be all reflective material.
Yeah. They're metal. You're right. So Flash, Frost, and Cisco, they go off and they fight Eva together because Flash got his speed back. Um, Apparently Iris has mirror powers now too. So I was like, oh, okay, that's a thing.
We're just
Oh,
doing anything now.
yeah,
We're just
whatever.
doing.
Okay. Um, then Joe about to jump into the mirror so he can be with Cecile and shit, and I'm just like, oh, what the fuck is going on, y'all? Like,
I was just like, are we serious right
so
now?
so we're not gonna try to get her out. You just gonna give up and hop in, huh? Like
It's
we
like, I guess I'll just go be with her.
like all y'all just giving up. Like what y'all just giving up y'all doing?
They're tired. It's been 7 years.
I mean, I'm tired for him. I get it, but still. So then we get Iris basically talking Eva down and telling her like what she's doing is wrong, and
They PSA'd
yeah,
Eva into submission pretty much.
yeah. After everything we went through, all it took was Iris saying you don't want to do this, and she didn't do it.
It was a Channel 13 public service
Yeah,
announcement
yeah.
for kids.
So then she tries to call off her copies, but she can't control them no more. But apparently she can if they all hold hands, because what it takes is the Care Bear stare. And if you do that, you can control your mirror copies if they're more powerful.
And destroy them.
Yeah. That's what it takes. The Care Bear stare. So then Eva lets everybody out of the Mirrorverse.
I was like, this feels like the snap being undone.
Yeah. So they all come out. She goes back into the Mirrorverse. Iris no longer has her mirror powers. It was just for that one time, for that one part of that one scene. Therefore, it was completely pointless because they didn't have to do that at all. Like,
Right.
That one thing did not have to happen at all. It was completely inconsequential. Um,
So you just shredded her.
I mean, or just not do that part where she threw the mirror shit at her. Like they just didn't have to do that at all. It was dumb. Anyway,
Whichever.
OG Wells is leaving. Apparently, he can just move all over time. So he's just going to choose to go back to when he was with his wife and relive those 4 years over and over and over again.
Timeless Wells.
Yeah, yeah. Then we got Ralph. He's in this weird suit thing with the robo voice and shit to kind of recover and all that. Him and Sue are leaving again. Then we cut back to 18 hours earlier. What?
I was gonna say now that her name is cleared and all that shit.
Yeah, so we cut back to 18 hours earlier when Barry got his powers back, and apparently there was some Speed Force lightning shit happening in the sky at the same time. So who knows what the fuck he did there?
I was like, there's gonna be blowback from this. There's gonna be fallout.
Yeah, so apparently this episode is with the one that was supposed to be, the season finale last year. So now we're at what the coming season would be. So that was it. That's the end. That's why that ominous thing with the lightning in the sky. I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
Yeah, I was going to say that next week would be starting what they're calling the third graphic novel.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that was The Flash.
Iris is back. Everyone's back. Yay.
Yeah. We move past this mirror shit because it started getting ridiculous.
And the Ramsey shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear them mention that dude again.
Yeah, yeah. Blood work shit was fucking just why? Anyway. So, Mara, who's winning?
Harrison.
I can give you that. He's getting exactly what he wants. So yeah, I can go with that. I was just, thinking if I had anything that was better than that makes more sense, but no. No, you're right. OG Wells, he's winning. Who's losing though?
Ryan?
Yeah. Yeah, she all fucked up and she's still all fucked up and she's just getting worse and worse. And
I'm just like, how are they gonna go about next week? Like, what is she gonna do? Like, is she even really useful to the city right now?
No, she's gonna die next week.
Just by chance, they're not gonna catch the Desert Rose in time.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's a good question though. But yeah, I think I find myself agreeing with you again on this one. This week we're in agreement.
It's a consensus.
Yeah. OG Wells is winning. Ryan's losing this week. That's it. So that'll be it for this week's episode then of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. Do not forget to follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at The Creation World. That is at TheCreatia World. Also, do not forget to follow us on Facebook. Facebook.com/Creation World. Also, this particular podcast that you're listening to has its own Facebook group. Mara, what is that Facebook group?
Facebook.com/groups/Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow.
Yes. Also, you wrestling fans, do not forget about Smacking It Raw every week, starring the Warden Matt Ritter and Vincent Daddy Delgado. All you wrestling fans, check that out. They also have their own Facebook group, Facebook.com/Smacking It Raw. Also, don't forget about the Patreon. The Patreon. That's where you get some good fun titty bits. Not actual titties in the titty bits, but titty bits. If you watch us on Pornhub, you can see titty bits afterwards. Like you can literally go from watching us to watching some titties. But Patreon gives you some, fun extra stuff on different levels. You can get some behind the scenes stuff, get our special episodes early. We haven't picked the DC film this week. We need to pick a DC animated film, Mara. But on the Smacking It Raw side, we've got Return to Wrestling. Whew, I don't know why I couldn't remember the name of that for a second, but we're going back and watching old WCW, so that's fun. see, our thoughts on 90s wrestling, because that's what we grew up on. It's fun to go back and watch. And Matt hasn't seen much WCW, so it's cool. Let me think. Am I forgetting anything?
I don't think so. Subscribe to the YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. Subscribe. Link in the bio. Subscribe. That'll be it for this week's episode of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. We'll catch you all next week. Until then, we out.
Bye.
Deuces.